Trav, man. These East. I have the one thing I have not adjusted to living on the Eastern time zone. These 10:30 starts, boy, at night on these games. Yeah. Trav, man. I have the one thing I have not adjusted to living on the time zone.
Yeah, it's tough.
I'm thankful that this Phoenix Denver game is starting at 8:00 my time tonight. I'm happy.
Yeah, I already know.
That 10:30 start is woo.
Ghetto, man. It's ghetto.
I'm telling you, like me and Trav was just talking. That the only reason I stayed up for Phoenix and Denver the other night because it was Friday. And I had nowhere.
Otherwise, I'm trying to get that A.
We just telling our age at this point.
No, I am fully aware that I am fully aware that I am closer to 50 than I am 40.
Right. Right. What?
I just entered the club.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did.
You were just talking about
just entered the club 6 days ago, if you will.
40.
Right.
Come on down to the 40-40 room.
Come on to it.
Come on to the 40-40.
Come on home to my place.
That's why I sent you $40. I was like, I think this is his 40.
That's it.
And then I saw your Cash App tag with the 83 on. I was like, yeah, this is his 40.
Oh, man. I told somebody yesterday, we not live, are we?
Yeah, we live.
If you want to hold that story till later, you can hold it.
Yeah, I'm gonna hold it.
We'll get to it. We'll get to
hold it.
But
we're just sitting here kicking the Willy Bobo, as the old players say. It's 94 feet of light. It's a Sunday afternoon. Little pregame action. Myself, Coach Les, Trav, Germ is in the building, live on location, somewhere between Shaker Heights and Dayton. You know what I mean? We here. Coach Les is in the building. He is somewhere between Tucson and Tempe.
I'm still in Florida right now.
We don't see. I'm in the wrong time zone. He all over the place.
Still in Florida.
That man out there like Carmen San Diego, and
where in the world is?
Hey, do y'all got like it blocked like the labels?
Yours is blocked. So
wow. Hey, we need sponsorships.
We do need sponsorship. We're looking for sponsors always. And then I got
anybody out there, 94 feet of light, looking for sponsors.
We working. Let's just put it that way. We working.
This is the working man's basketball show, and we us being the working man, we tend to have, I drink a choice, whether it be lemonade. I'm drinking the green tea right now. Not gonna tell you where it's from because they're not paying us. So if you are as somebody out there that wants your stuff distributed on the internet, please holler at us. 94 Feet of Life. Subscribe to the channel. As you know, that's all we want. Can we get sponsorships? Because I tell you this right now, I go buy some. Hey, Chick-fil-A. I know it's Sunday, and you're probably not watching, but you can catch the recap. We'll you give us some sponsors. We'll have the Chick-fil-A bag showing.
We opened the sponsor. Speaking of working men, live from his car, I think he might have just got off of work, legitimately. It's our main man, Jay Ham, live in Memphis. What's up, Ham?
Hey man, I walk in on some real pimp shit. If next time about Chick-fil-A on the
Right.
Sunday, this real player shit going down. Not fucking Derrick Jackson just because I'm sitting in my car. I just want to just preface that before we begin the program. Now, I'm not on Derrick Jackson time. I just wanted to sit in the whip today. That's all. You know what I'm saying? I'm cool. I got folks waiting to come get cookies, man. So I'm hustling. I'm on the block.
Listen, we are on the grind. We on the hustle. Speaking of working men, I'm gonna get to the first topic. Now, he's not my basketball nephew, but he's my nephew's best friend. Devin.
By proximity, that's your nephew.
He's sort of my nephew. He's my nephew by marriage, maybe. Devin Booker, Lord have mercy. I don't like to speak thing in the moment, but I will be honest, fellas. The Friday night was one of the great offensive nights I've seen. Now, we've seen Jimmy get 56. I think Jimmy was like the leading playoff scorer before yesterday, but Devin, boy, Jesus.
Right.
Sheesh.
20 or 25. And he not on the block,
No.
This is a perimeter cat that's creating his own. And as JJ so eloquently put it, he is the most ethical scorer in the game. I don't know what the hell JJ meant by it, but like Noriega be telling cats on Drink Champs, it sounded hard. You know what I'm saying? So I got to run with it just because it sounded hard.
See, the thing is, he's just trying to compliment him on the mixture of ways that he scored. It's a mixture.
This is true. He does.
Maybe that's what it was. It was equal opportunity. It's floaters. It's mid-range. It's threes. It's to the bucket. He's a really good, considering it's not used, like he's a really good poster player actually as a guard. He's actually really good at it.
Oh my God. He gave it, I mean, as a great thing.
I would love to do another scout on Devin Booker.
He gave it
Hey, so real quick, I remember reading the scouting report that Les did for Devin Booker. And what did Les highlight in that scouting report that he said Devin Booker needed to work on? He said one thing that he did highlight was working out of double teams, being a better passer out of double teams.
Mm-hmm.
You see that he's gotten better at those things. I think that addition of Durant in general has really allowed him to get a little bit more of that one-on-one game going. And I think that the scariest part of this is Devin Booker is a lot stronger than y'all really understand.
Yep.
Because when he is going to the lane, the space and the separation he is creating from contact, being able to do some of the things he's doing, he is on grown folks' business. So shout out to him, man. But yeah, it's a lot to talk about, man. Go ahead, man. Go ahead, Big Jeff.
You want to know something though? Like, we starting to see Devin Booker in his prime.
Yeah.
We starting to see prime Devin. He's 26 years old. He been in this league 8 years now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
8 years.
15 when he was out.
He been in the league 8 years. Like,
we know where he did work on the double work. We know where. Go ahead, Will.
Yeah, like so. Like, you look at it this way, right? He came in, I think he was like 18, 19 years old. You know what I'm saying? And like, shout out to Earl Watson. Because when he got to Phoenix, Earl was the player development coach. So he would spend a lot of time with Earl. And Earl was like, all that stuff, nah, you do that. Nah, we work on that. So then Earl went from player development coach to the head coach. And when he became the head coach, all the stuff that Book was working on but wasn't doing in the game. Now he got where Earl's the head coach, and he built confidence with them reps with Earl. To now he's just like, man, it's up. It's up. I'm gonna do it because he got results. He got a lot of positive results when he started doing that stuff in the game because he had a coach that believed in him. So now that became who he is. You know, so now whoever, you know, when Coach Williams came in, it's like, okay, that's who Book is. So I gotta let Book be Book, and he's only elevated his game to another height. That everybody kept trying to compare him to Klay Thompson when he came out, and I'm like, no. Don't just get it twisted because he light skinned, 6'6", and can shoot. He really got a deep bag.
Yeah,
He has a deep bag. He runs the point sometimes for them.
dude. He reminds me a lot, but he got a little bit more. It's a little bit more. It's a little bit of like Milwaukee and Seattle Ray Allen kind of put together, kind of like right in the middle. Like, because people forget Milwaukee Ray Allen could go to that rack.
He was off the bounce. Yeah, Milwaukee Ray was off the bounce a lot. You know. So yeah, that's a good comparison though. Ray Allen, like 98 Ray Allen, 98 to 2000 Ray Allen, somewhere in there, you know.
He looked a little bit like Brandon Roy too in certain parts of his game too, certain spots on the floor.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, he can move. You know how Brandon Roy really, like, he was never rushed.
Yeah.
He just kind of really moved, and you can, when Book in his bag like that, it's the same with Book. You know what I'm saying? It's never rushed, it's, you know, methodical.
That was the biggest thing with him slowing down out of those double teams, in my opinion, too, though, was he just needed
Probably
to
also part of the ethical part, too, because it's all about, yeah. That's fair.
Now, on the other end of the spectrum, and I thought of Germ.
That's fair. We know he didn't work on the double. We know he didn't work on the double team.
Yeah. Now, on the opposite end, I thought of Germ on Wednesday night, Friday night. I was like, man, Germ was probably at work, so like I'm not gonna call him about it. But one of Germ's favorite sayings is the Antonio Tarver. No excuses tonight, Roy.
No excuses.
And I thought of this because James Harden put up 2, and you know, I hate to sound like this because it sounds really debate showish and first takeish, but it applies here. Them was 2 of the worst back-to-back games I have ever seen a star player put up. 2 of the worst. Games 2 and 3.
After one of his best.
After one of his best in game 1, and then he threw up 2 ugly ones.
Here's a question.
I got no explanation.
I don't have it either. I'm waiting on y'all to give me something.
I'm gonna ask this question to y'all. Is it fair to say that we're in a situation now where obviously some of the quickness, some of the agility is not there like it used to be, and those type of things for James? Are we in a situation where maybe we need to feature Tobias Harris a little bit more?
That maybe fool just no, it ain't that. He just need to stop doing what, because he getting to the point. It's like he's trying to make a point to try to get involved, trying to get Embiid and everybody that's involved. They need you. Quit trying to be so. You weren't doing this when you was at Oklahoma City. You had 2 big-time ball players there. Pause. You had 2 elite players there. and you can play at the same time. He's not doing it. You can look at his game and just be like, it's more passive because it's Embiid team. Scratch all that. They need you, dog. Attack the basket. Embiid gonna get his. Maxey gonna do what he do. Tobias don't care being featured or anything like that. They're gonna get theirs. They bought you there to do your thing. And now you just slacking back. 5 for 23?
Well,
No,
5 for 20. It was 5 for 23 in game 2, and then what? 2 for 14 in game 3?
No, that ain't it. That ain't it.
Also, too, and this is something else I want to throw out there too. Like the points on the floor that he operates. I mean, obviously, he's a 3 or a layup type of player. Yeah, taking a mid-range shot occasionally and those type of things. But is this one of them situations where maybe him shooting that 15-foot jumper is something that maybe would help in this series? I think the 15-foot jumper, 17-foot jumper, or whatever would help in this series because it would be something that would give the defense something extra to look at on his behalf. James is only shooting threes or going to the cup or attacking in transition. So it's either you got to get started early in transition where the defense isn't setting up, or we need to get into that 1-5 pick and roll with process, and we need to have process, coming down that lane, filling the lane, doing something. I mean, we got to do something different.
Let me ask these questions before you go, Big Smack. Let me ask you these questions. How many teams utilize the mid range?
About 5. About 5.
Name me them 5.
Milwaukee will do it. You got Miami with Jimmy, because that's where Jimmy operates. You got Phoenix, of course.
Phoenix, of course, right.
Hold on. There's 2 more teams off the top of my head. I can get them off the top of my tongue. I'm paused.
Wherever DeRozan played.
That's 4.
Yeah, Chicago.
Chicago. And I'm gonna tell you the other one.
Go ahead.
So you name those teams. There's only one of those teams that, and the reason why is because they take the 3-point shot also. There's only one person. There's only one team that's just utilizing both. All the rest of those teams are either out, get back in.
True.
That's on way that percentage shot, because as you see, out of 30 to 32 teams, only 5 place on the floor at a high clip. James don't shoot no mid-range shot. James gonna either go screen and roll layup, screen and roll back for the 3-point shot, or he's. So in that instance, perfect. Oh, let's not forget Los Angeles Clippers, but they can do that, but they're not prime. They ain't ready to make that draft. That's why, again, and I asked this question on my live when I went in there. When about the Philadelphia 76ers, who y'all gonna blame? We know who y'all gonna blame it on, but who y'all gonna blame?
Yeah, Trevor, I'm with you. Like I said, I'm just trying to figure out. You know how you just ask the probing questions, because again, the probing questions is the only thing we can do at this stage for this series. I mean, what can he do to help his team better in these situations and in this scenario? And the free throw line is another thing that'll help as well, because there is no way in hell he's not averaging at least 7 to 8 free throws a game.
Well, one of the things he helps us out, and this is what Coach Les talked about, somebody having, he talked about Devin Booker having a deeper bag than what people think. This is where I think Maxey needs to get more of the ball. Maxey, I think, has at this point, he's a more reliable shooter than James Harden right now. I think he would also take some of the pressure off, because if you look at Philadelphia's offense, especially Friday night, it was a lot of 1-5 pick and roll. It was a lot of high screen roll. Embiid didn't get a lot of touches on the box Friday night. It was kind of everything started finished with James Harden. So that's got to be more part of the offense. I think Maxey has to see more of the ball. Because as you point out, Jern, especially when James doesn't shoot well, his offense is predicated on whether he's making threes. If he's not making threes, ain't nothing happening.
Ain't really nothing happening, especially if he ain't getting to the strike behind it. Ain't really much happening. So it really bad. I think Boston's just better.
Which is also kind of where we at too.
Boston got. Boston got about what? Everybody on the court. Every time that James steps on the court, every player on the floor can probably guard him. I'm not saying they can stop him. That's not what we're saying. We're saying can put a body in front of him, move laterally, and contest his jumper. Or they can just sit on the step back and wait for him to do it.
Right.
Whoever
Boston, that's why y'all remember, like y'all said this about what, 8 weeks ago? You said Boston was the deepest team in the NBA, right? Ain't that what we talked about 8 weeks ago?
Yes, sir.
Ain't shit changed either.
I'm gonna tell you like thing. It's about who's stopping JB7. Because I ain't seen a soul stop him yet.
No. And you know what? This is the prime series for him to be the best player on the floor. Because they really ain't got no answer for dude. If you gonna throw PJ on Tatum, JB7 finna eat. That's your...
Yeah, PJ, for all PJ's grit, PJ is still 6'5".
Just, you know what I'm saying? Who gonna fuck with him? Absolutely.
Absolutely.
And he's beating him. And the thing is, he beating him. He ain't caught everybody want to go at a dog with a dog. He's just purely finessing and skilling PJ. Touchy. I'm just gonna pop, get to a spot, rack it, get to a stop, pull up. It is nothing PJ Tucker can do with that, man.
They had
one dribble, two dribble, boop. Play up to what they are. That's a tough bunch, man.
When Tatum and Brown keep it at 2 dribbles. Just not a lot anybody can do. They both are 6'8", 6'9", 6'10". You know, we know Trav's issue with Jason Tatum height. They're two.
Trav back.
Right. But they got the height advantage over everybody who guards them. Everybody. And if you get caught in the switch, your center's not quick enough to guard either one of them. So, and then you talk about Boston, and Les was a big champion. I'll get Les back in. Les was when Joe Mazzulla got hired as Udoka's replacement. Les was one of the first people I remember like, yeah, they'll be fine. And Les, what are you seeing from Mazzulla? They're saying, hey, like, yeah, this was gonna be fine.
I see the fact that he's a leader. They respect him. I also see the fact that like many programs in basketball, whether it be professionally or in college, that the assistant coaches are very big in the game planning. And Mazzulla, I can just tell that he he did a lot when it came to the game planning, because this isn't like, oh man, this is his first time. Like he's a head coach without the title of being the head coach, so to speak. Not saying that Coach Udoka he managed the game really well, but I could just tell you that Mazzulla just was next man up. Everybody could be like, well, he got Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown back, and it should be easy to coach. Like, nah, that's not how this works. I'm sorry. It's not how it works. This is not a plug and play, plug and coach. This is not what this is. This ain't that. This is real life. This is like people get paid millions of dollars to do this. And so there's a lot of work to be entailed. And I could just tell Mazzulla was just very, I mean, they had other assistant coaches too that could have took over. So
right,
he wasn't the only assistant coach. So therefore, they knew he was ready. They knew he was ready. So that's why they made him the head coach. So for me, I'm really not seeing anything. I'm not really seeing anything I would say differently from what they've been doing. From a stance of like their play style. Like I'm not seeing anything like, oh well, Mazzulla's doing this, and like, nah, he's keeping it pretty true to form, just because he was a part of a lot of those decisions. Like, anybody that know coaching and know basketball should see like, oh well, it ain't that. Of course it's the players. But as far as game planning, like Joe Mazzulla was, and as far as leading, he had a lot to, and those guys clearly must have trusted him too, because they, whatever he putting out there, they rocking with it,
Absolutely.
Everybody
So,
think like, oh, it's so easy to come in and take over. Like, that's why I don't like the argument of, Mark Jackson, he did this and he said that. I don't like that, because like you're taking away from a guy that's like really like putting in the sweat equity with those guys. So it's not it's not one of those deals where it's like, oh man, I gotta, he's doing this, it's easy for him. Man, it ain't easy. If it was easy, everybody could do it. And it's not. So therefore for me, I just see Mazzulla like being a great leader of this basketball team. He's being a great leader. He's literally leading these men out here. So I think, and honestly, some people might think I'm crazy for saying this, I think outside of Eric Spoelstra, he's probably the best coach left in the playoffs. I got a ton of respect for Eric Spoelstra. So, and I think Spoelstra's good. Like but I think those are the two best coaches left in the playoffs.
Now, speaking of Spoelstra, we swing on down to the other series in the East, where the Heat, with the 2-1 lead on the Knicks, the Heat, the Heat make it a rock fight. And they're gonna grind you down. They're gonna get you into those low hundreds. They're gonna keep the game in the low hundreds. And then, the Knicks have a couple things that I just don't like, right? And the guy who's kind of been the target of the Knicks and it's Julius Randle.
I knew that was coming. Oh.
Listen, Every time Julius Randle make his first 2 jumpers, I get nervous.
Hey man, I'm glad I jumped right back in on this.
Go ahead. I'm gonna let you have it. Go ahead. You got it.
The Knicks ain't shit, B. Hey man, fuckers. Kyle Lowry, Kevin Love, Jimmy. Bam. And a temp service staff. No disrespect to the cats that I'm referring to. I'm actually trying to really big them up. Because the made for their leader. And they're all playing up to what their leader is getting down. So I just think it's dope on their end. But it's like, yo, they making the Knicks look like how the Knicks made the Cavs hard night. We can go be 2-2 going back to New York. Or I'm going to be on the Knicks. I'm going to be on their head for real, man. I'm trying to be real cool about it because it's like, yo, I really do like this Knicks team. Jalen Brunson makes it real hard to disrespect him. You know what I'm saying? Because we understand the kind of G he is out there, you know? So that's why I'm really just like, let me hold off, man, because I really do rock with Jalen Brunson can't. But yesterday, what we saw in Game 3 made them look like little dude from across the street. Y'all know what I'm saying. That's what the Heat did with the Knicks. Every time they come down, they taking something. Shout out to Kevin Love. Anytime Kevin Love get the rebound, go. Just take off. He and the basketball will find you. Just keep running.
Dude, they done. Go ahead.
That's what they raved about when he was like
running. You're catching a stride each deuce.
When he was coming out of high school, when he was going into the draft, they just kept talking about, oh man, he the best passer.
Outlet passer. He's one of the best in the business. He's one of the best in the business. And the adjustment, again, I said this in the group not too long ago on the live. They made an adjustment with putting Jimmy Butler on Brunson. And he's doing a good job in making Brunson settle for outside shots. And when he's shooting, Jimmy is already cut. He's already gone. He's gone after release. Outlet pass by Kevin Love. They stole like 8 points straight off there. And I'm like,
Snowbird.
Yeah, he's Snowbird. He's Snowbird. But I mean, when you athletic and you're what, 6'6", 6'5", and this dude here 6'1", just put it up in the air. Kevin Love gonna get it there. You just got to go get it and lay it up, and that's exactly what they've been doing. Nice strategy by Miami by doing it.
And you seeing this series, you seen Kyle Lowry's had a really good series.
Mm-hmm.
Strus has had a really good series. Mm-hmm. See, one of the things you can't have, and Les Jeremy Trav are battle rap guys, so they'll understand what I'm about to say. RJ Barrett can't be having debatable with Max Strus.
No, sir. No, sir. No, sir.
And I respect Max Strus. There's no way. If we're gonna win this, if I'm a Knicks fan, we're gonna win this series. RJ Barrett can't play Max Strus even on no day. Can't happen. Cannot happen.
And you do realize we are a Jimmy ankle roll in Game 1 away from being this
3-0.
3-0.
Gabe Vincent. Gabe Vincent can't outplay your other guys on the court.
And you know what?
They can't have him match play, you know.
But you do realize that to this point, he probably has almost played Jalen Brunson even. And we can argue that that's the Knicks' best player.
I'm gonna tell you like this: the Knicks got to stop. What I seen it with Julius Randle, I seen it with Brunson, I see it with RJ Barrett. They get into this lane and they stop.
Overthrow.
And no more will pivot about. They're gonna either turn the ball over They're going to either turn the ball over or they're going to throw it back outside to RJ Barrett, which ain't got no business having the ball out there. Ain't got no business out there. And they done made his job, so much easier. They just telling him to attack. And telling him to attack. And when he does it, he do the same thing as they do. So, and that's the thing. Jalen Brunson is good. Don't get it twisted. Jalen Brunson is good. But you 6'1" going in and just stopping like that?
Yeah,
man,
you can't do it.
Yeah, get you a floater.
Can't do it.
Yeah, he got it. You know he got it. You know he got it.
I know. He come from the school that prepares you for stuff like that.
Come from the gene pool.
The gene pool school.
Oh, so he come from the gene pool too, right?
He got it.
Right.
He got it. So I
gotta
know.
do-
Yes.
Walking, minute he learned how to walk, he was probably doing floats.
He probably doing floaters. We know he know how to pass the ball.
He go fast.
We know he know how to pass the ball. So,
All right.
Come on, man. Come on, man.
Hey, all right. So look,
Also, the other thing,
Trav, come on,
Dude.
man.
the other thing, the Knicks don't shoot the ball well enough from three. Shoot it that many times.
I want to say this too, Big Shot, to add to that, right? They have to speed the game up. They gotta get in transition. They gotta get some easy baskets. Because that's what the problem. Bam is locking that paint down against their bigs. He is doing an incredible job of making sure that
He has been so much. Bam has been so much better this series.
Mm-hmm.
So much better.
Right.
Like he was just bad. Like he was bad against the Cavs. But and that's the. I know we second round. We in the semis. We almost to the conference finals. But man, the Cavs had the ultimate advantage with Jared Allen and Mobley and all the bigs they had. I'm just like, what happened?
What happened to you? Yeah. So,
but that's what they got to do, y'all. In my humble opinion.
You mute.
You on mute. You
All
good?
right, can you hear me now?
Yes, sir.
yeah.
Yeah, you shot.
All right. Yeah, they got to speed the game up. Easy baskets. Transition is your friend. That's going to be the place where they're going to have to do it because Bam in the paint mixed with Zeller in the paint. They're doing a great job of contesting, making them have to finish oversized, pause, and all those different things. That's the Miami.
You on mute again. Somebody must be calling you.
Sunday deliveries is coming through.
Pimping, man. It's pimping. See what I'm talking about right here. Sunday.
No.
Sunday, yeah, didn't see it.
No, man.
You know, payroll got to get submitted by midnight.
Yeah.
Hey, but at the end of the day, man,
At the end of
what
the
I
day,
want to see more than anything
must be
is,
paid.
hey, his levels. Oh man, but no, it's just a lot of things that I think that the Knicks just don't, like you said, Big Shot, shooting the ball well. They don't have enough shooting. They're not shooting the ball very well. And on top of all of that, I mean, like I said, it would be what they need Julius Randle on the block more than they need him on the perimeter. But that's not really Julius's game. And to be fair to him.
Yeah. Julius might be the most frustrating player to watch. Like,
and I don't get frustrated with many of these cats, but I agree with it.
And I know, like Jerm said, this is not a block game anymore. I get it. But I'm like, Duke is 6'9", 250. Crafty enough with your left hand. He just settles too much for me. He settles way too much.
You know what? It wouldn't be as bad if he would at least, if he could go right, it wouldn't be as annoying because it's like, okay, at least he has the ability to do this. You know this motherfucker going left. You know he going left. He's gonna pull up for the jump, or he gonna throw the float up there. He gonna grimace or be ball. I love it. I like him as a player, but like as you said, Big Shot, he can be frustrating because he settles. Have a player. He's better than all-star. He can get the numbers. He led squad to the playoffs. All of that. You know how it is, though. You ain't gonna win with him as your best dude, but being passive.
Now, on the flip side, look, when you roll off 9 straight 25s in a row, and I will say this for Jimmy, on the exact flip side of Julius Randle, Jimmy will always get the shot he wants.
He ain't settling for shit.
Always.
He gonna get it. He gonna either get that or he's gonna get fouled and go to the free throw line.
It's one. Just you got two. Trav, you got two choices. He makes it or he gets.
He gonna make some points out of some shit. I know that.
Which is what playoff basketball is all about. Value each possession.
And
he played like a 90s style playoffs.
That's why this game. Well, that's why it's always 93 to 95 and 98 to 93.
This makes sense.
Jimmy playing bully ball against whoever he guard, even against guys that are the same size as him.
Yeah.
He attacked that shoulder. He put that shoulder right in your chest on the subliminal, and he just rise up.
Mm-hmm.
It's not. He ain't wasting.
The only two he really not really getting the better of with that. He's not getting the better of Braun with that like that still. And to Trav's point, he probably he ain't gonna get Jaylen Brown like that.
Nah.
He ain't doing that to Andrew Wiggins either.
He ain't doing that.
He ain't doing it to Wiggins either though. That's true. That's a good point.
No, we got film evidence on that.
Hey man, we might have to start breaking some of that shit back.
Film coming back, and I ain't gonna lie, I've been slacking because of life.
Too man. Between that list and that list, and you know what, Les? We really need to let these motherfuckers know what coaching is really all about out here, man.
You get settled.
They don't really get this shit. These cats just be really rattling on.
And we got and of course we got the off season. We got the off season, but
after I finish this cross country move again in the next 8 months.
Tell you, man, Coach Les, first team all Allied van lines, man. That's the sponsor we need. Right? Sponsor we need. He on the Clark W. Griswold team. He danced across the U.S. He go from Idaho, Wyoming down to Florida back west. He comes back.
Man, everywhere.
And in the last series,
stay with it, so all over the world, man.
And in the last series, we talk about Golden State and the Lakers. Now, here's what I'm gonna say about this series. Golden State during the season was one of the league leaders in fouls. They foul people a lot this year playing defense. And the Lakers were one of the best teams at getting to the line.
Mm-hmm.
And if you look at the free throw disparity in the first 3 games, that's exactly what it's been.
And let's not forget, Big Shot, you said those 2 things, but the Golden State Warriors is one of the worst road teams in the NBA.
Yeah.
Yeah.
True that.
So, all right. I'm gonna say something that I don't want to say, but I'm gonna say it. I don't complain about certain things, man, because certain things part of the game. I do think that some of this stuff that's going on in this series sometimes is a little bit irritating, is what I'm gonna call it for the day. Because some of these things that we are calling fouls and some of the lack thereof fouls on the other end are a little annoying. Because the inconsistent.
It's been really inconsistent.
It's inconsistent only on the behalf of, I'm not saying Jordan Poole don't be hacking and hawking, because he do. He do. But it's a couple of times that I've seen Steph get his whole body readjusted while he's shooting and no whistle. But then LeBron or AD come down on the other end and they barely get touched. And it's they breaking their back just to blow the whistle. It's like, come on, man. Let these folks play. And then the other thing too that I think for Golden State is anytime, especially in that second quarter, when Anthony Davis goes to the bench, you have to attack the paint with reckless abandon. I don't want to see you shoot a 3-pointer unless it's off driving kick action the entire fucking quarter. Yes, I had to say the F word because we got to put emphasis on this. And we are fighting for our life. You know how many fathers want to see their kids play past Mother's Day? I'm saying we have got to improve on understanding those things because if it's not Clay or Steph shooting it, I don't want you shooting it. You know what I'm saying? I can stop. Go to the basket, please. Because when Anthony Davis is in the game, bro,
it's no fly zone. When AD get a game, it's no fly zone.
Man, he tossing everything out, man. He tossing everything out. I think the Lakers are doing a very good job in playing tempo of their game. They're doing a very good job playing the tempo of their game. They're not in a run and shoot type deal that Golden State want to. They take care of every possession. Again, making the best out of every possession in the playoffs is one of the main strategies to win a playoff game. LeBron, I think he's figured out that Anthony Davis is the best player on the court right now. And when you do that, you can score 22 and 10. Effective 22 and 10. Because everything LeBron can do can go downhill, which nobody in the NBA can stop him from going downhill. But when Anthony Davis asserts himself, and once he get to cooking inside and outside, it is nothing a team can do. It is nothing a team can do. And again, I think the Lakers 4 is better than Golden State 4. When you got Vanderbilt guarding Stephen Curry and doing a good job and chasing him and making him go inside so he can be helped and get shots blocked and pass deflected and stuff like that, the Lakers are winning with that. But again, I'm going to say it again. It happened in game 2. It may happen in game 4. Klay Thompson has to be key.
Yeah. Now you want to talk about go back to my battle rap references. Lesson Trav, Jerm on pause, and he off camera. So that he definitely doing direct deposits right now. Definitely doing direct deposits.
No direct deposits here. Chief.
No. Okay. Yeah, I feel you don't want
This is a no-fly zone.
I understand business tactics. The guy who we talk about having a debatable with somebody.
I already know where you're going.
Right now, this ain't even a debatable. As my man Les and Trav know about the battle rap, this is a 3-0. This is a clear 2-1. This really been a 3-0, honestly. And that's D'Angelo Russell has absolutely taken Jordan Poole to the cleaners. He's taken him to the laundromat. He's taken him to Chick-fil-A, made him order the food and pay for it.
He's used to paying for stuff we see.
Oh, this guy's wild. This guy. But D'Angelo's had he's had 3 really good games, actually.
But that's not even Jordan Poole matchup.
It's not Jordan Poole's matchup. However, okay, so you're right. I take that back.
Matchup wise, he's not. You're right.
Matchup wise, it is.
But not. I know where you're going with it as that third person.
Yeah.
Okay.
That third person. That's where he's going.
Guy? Yeah. Who's going to be the third guy?
Or that third scorer, because Wiggs is Draymond is that person that's going to score it. Oh,
right. Right. Take that back. We scratch all that I said about D'Angelo taking Poole to the cleaners, but I'm not taking the fact that D'Angelo absolutely has had a great series. Has played really well. D'Angelo had a really good playoffs. For all the sort of little slander in the group from Shannon Manna and some of the other Laker Nation folk, D'Angelo been solid, if we being honest. And so if that's gonna continue to happen, man, the Lakers could, out that 7th hole could be in the West Finals.
Dude.
I think it's gonna happen for 2 reasons. It's going to happen for 2 reasons. Number one, Anthony Davis is the best player on the court, as we've already established, and it's not even close. It don't even make a difference. Anthony Davis is the best player on the court, and there is nothing that nobody can do about it. Offensively, there is no matchup for him. Draymond is doing everything he can, but that's a balanced breakfast. Balanced breakfast. That's you got your eggs, you got your bacon, you got your whatever else you need. Avocado toast, whatever you got. OJ on the side with a glass of water with a little lemon on the side. It's over with. Ain't nothing to talk about. LeBron is the second best player on the court. Period. It's not a conversation. There's even as good as a job as Wiggins is doing. You're still not gonna stop one of the 3 best players to ever play basketball when he decides he wants to hoop. It's just not happening. And besides that, Steph in the high screening role is getting him a little bit of separation from Vanderbilt, which is why they went to Schroeder in certain parts of the game, which is why they went to some of their guards. But at the same time, Steph is still shooting a lot of jump shots, and he can't get to the rim because of Anthony Davis, which means Steph has to make that all-important MJ jump shot that we've been talking about that most of these players do not want to take. And he has to make about 6 or 7 of those a game in order for it to be felt. And that's not where he's comfortable. So that right there in itself is the reason why Golden State won't win. They may win another game, but they will not win the war. It just is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Denver, I'm going to say Denver, don't get your ass whooped, Denver. Don't you let them folk violate you on your own soil and walk you down now.
Jerm, I'm with you. We talk about the game for us today. Denver is up 2-1, and I feel like they really need this win today.
They do. Big shot. If they don't win today, in 2 out of 3, with even if Chris Paul don't play for the rest of the series, they still got the best 2 players in the series. And that's no disrespect to Joker. Devin Booker is Devin Booker. There is no matchup for Devin Booker, just like there is no matchup for Kevin Durant. It just is what it is. And we have to remember one thing. Kevin Durant ain't even had his signature game yet in this series.
Yeah, we haven't had the Kevin Durant Classic yet.
We haven't even had that yet. And that's probably game 5 and 6. So you got game 4 tonight. You better take care of this business tonight, or y'all might as well go ahead and get started. Hey, listen, go ahead the luggage. I'd be stacked on top of it, or in your basement, start getting your luggage together, start packing up.
I got a question. I got a question for that. Do you want KD to have a signature game like that?
You don't need him to, but I'm saying that because we're talking about the 17 for 22 game for 40 points with 11 free throws game.
The reason
we're
why
talking
I
about
asked
that level of efficiency.
He just had 39 the other night.
That's what I'm saying. And we didn't even and see that's where that's where we gotta stop thinking there.
I mean, how many more signatures?
What signature game?
No, but when we say the signature game, but we say the signature game because remember he has not shot the ball extremely well from beginning to end.
Yeah.
That's why I say the signature game, the game where he have 20 shots and 40 points game.
The reason why I asked it is because it ain't no such thing as Kevin Durant's signature. That shit is he wakes up out of bed doing it.
I get what Jerem's saying though, because I
know what he's saying. I know exactly what he's saying. But the thing
Trav just want to give me a hard time. It's okay.
With Chris Paul down,
yeah,
DeAndre Ayton sort of just kind of floating around this series. There's gonna be a night where KD might have to have a 45, a high 40s. Because the thing that I'm concerned about with Phoenix, Phoenix definitely bad. And I'm gonna ask Ham this because Ham be on top of this type of stuff. Name me the other guards on Phoenix after Paul and Booker.
Campaign, because shit, he from Memphis.
Dad's feet.
Oh, they got my boy Landry Shamet.
They got.
Man, the only reason I know Landry Shamet because he got one of.
Nobody fucking like this dude.
Who?
You got Landry Shamet. That like Jim Cornette said. That's like being the nicest guy in prison. Nobody want to fucking be around that dude. Keep that.
Landry Shamet got a top 3 worst hairline. Him and Derek.
And they got your favorite. They got your favorite player too, Big Shot.
Who?
Torrey Craig.
The look though.
Hey, you want to know? And I'm gonna say this too. And Phoenix other issue that they have is Phoenix off the bench.
That's what we talked about.
Terrence Ross. You brought Terrence Ross there to be the 6th man and to be able to plug and play in that lineup with Booker, Paul, and KD when he's going. And he has not played. He has as many points, I think, in this series as all of us sitting here combined. So I just want to know if it's possible for him to maybe be on a milk carton. They got a lot of space out there in Phoenix. Put him on a poster board, something like that, maybe.
I mean, Go ahead, Ham.
Let's check in and got 10 points out in Arizona. He shot a couple jumpers. He got 10. Got on. Oh, fuck with Terrence Ross.
Hey man.
Now he do need to be playing though. He do the hawk like a motherfucker. Terrence Ross be hawking.
I want to get Coach Les perspective on this one before we wrap up. And I'm asking this as someone who coaches the game, what do you do in a situation? DeAndre Ayton is clearly a better player than Jock Landale. But right now, when I've watched the game, and Trav, everybody else watched the game, I'm getting more out of Jock Landale right now than I'm getting out of DeAndre Ayton. And as a coach, is this where you say, all right, we're gonna keep going? Ayton's not our guy. He's not like our star, but at what point do you say we have to go to something different? Or we got to change the rotation? And even if Landale don't start, Landale gets the bulk of the minutes, because what I've seen, to me, Landale should be getting more Ayton's minutes until otherwise.
This is okay. Ayton looks like he don't want to be out there. He looked like he don't want to be. He doesn't look like he wants to be in Phoenix. He doesn't look like he wants to play for the Suns. I can't do anything in June or May. This is May. I can't do that in June either, because if he gonna play like this, we ain't even playing in June. So you gotta play him because he's another body. And it's just one of those things, like in life, like just that regular life, like, all right, I'm gonna try to make this work until I can make a change. They gotta make it. It's time for them to separate from somebody. Either Monty Williams or DeAndre Ayton. It's time for them to separate from somebody. Now, I think you get more from Monty than you do Ayton. And I think Ayton can go to a few different places. I think Monty was dealt that hand with Ayton, because I don't think that's how he wants to play. To be honest with you, I think I think they got to do something in the offseason. You just gotta keep going all the way through these playoffs with them.
So let me ask you this then, Les, for the playoffs, and you know,
yeah, I'm gonna go with how you say his name?
Landon.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go with him. I'm putting Bismack in there. How about this? This might sound crazy. This might sound a little crazy. How about putting a 20-year-old Darius Paisley in the game with those young, fresh, athletic legs? Hey, I'm not.
So let me ask you something, Les, because for those who don't know, Coach Les does this and has coached deep into postseason basketball at previous gigs. Is this something you can switch up this late in the year?
It's hard. You'll find yourself, all right, I'm gonna put this dude in here for 3 minutes to get a spark. And then at 3, he may give you a spark and it turns into 3 minutes for him, turns into 13. But that can help you win a game. Because at this point in the season right now, wins come at a premium. So if that guy can help you win, but his 13 minutes help you win, then you play him. That's what people gotta understand. Last year, when we talked about Golden State winning, it was because of GP2, right? He didn't always play, but it was some games where it was a Gary Payton helped us win this game. We win this game because of Gary Payton. Stuff like that. Sometimes your rotation guys, and I'm gonna take it all the way back. And Ham is gonna appreciate this. Even though I don't want to say this, but I'm gonna just tell it straight out. 2015 National Championship game. That's when the world found out about Grayson Allen. Grayson Allen barely played as a freshman. They threw him in there. Coach K threw him in there at the National Championship game because he was able to be his athleticism was needed against Wisconsin, right? Help him win national championship. You know what I'm saying? And he barely played his freshman year. You know, so it's just certain guys that, on the other end of that though, you got to be prepared for your moment.
Mm-hmm.
You know, got to be prepared for your moment, and that's just something that I think like you're just gonna throw guys out there. You're just gonna. Prime example. My first year coaching college, we made it to the national championship game. National tournaments a week long. You're gonna play about, you're gonna play either 4 or 5 games to get to the nationals, all depending on your season. And I can remember this. Our starting big man got hurt the first 3 minutes of the game of the first game. Towards ACL, MCL, all of that. Just messed him up, man. We win the game, we win by like 40 or something. Obliterated these people, right? So our whole game plan changes. Because we don't have our big. So now we gotta adjust. We already play like that, but we really turning it up. But there was a game. We had a 7-footer on our team. He did not play much. But our bigs that were playing big but they started getting in foul trouble. This 7-footer, he could shoot it a little bit. He was long. He could block a few shots. We were losing 42-29 at halftime. I'll never forget, this is in the Final Four. 42-29 at halftime. Team, so we, 42-29. Coach is like, man, we got to go zone. We put him in the game. Put him in the game. He's sitting in the middle of the zone. He get about 3 rebounds. He gets a block. He hits a 3. He plays 5 minutes. In those 5 minutes, he was responsible for generating us probably 9 to 10 points because he hit a 3. He got a block, so they didn't score. He changed the game, and we didn't put him in. We barely played him. Go back in, that sparks us, boom, we win. So at this point, is you got to play people that's going to give you an advantage. Because I can tell you this right now, if you look at the scout, everybody's on the scouting report, but it's like, who's really paying attention to when TJ Warren gets in the game? Oh, we know he can score, but when he going to get in? When is Terrence Ross going to get in the game? Or the big fella? Darius Bazley can come in there with his athleticism and everything. He can change the game. He can go guard Michael Porter Jr. He can guard Aaron Gordon. He may go get a rebound. He jumped just as high, So he can, so like guys like that, the Terrence Rosses, everybody know Terrence Ross can score. Now, if you got a Terrence Ross, Devin Booker, Kevin Durant deal, okay, are you really gonna leave Terrence Ross open now? And Terrence Ross may come out tonight, he may have 12 points and help them win, and may not even see the floor in Denver the next game. Mm-hmm. So it's all about, at this point, it's all about the matchups and how you're going to utilize it. Because right now, I just think they got to use everybody, because when you went and got Kevin Durant, and I'm not saying they're wrong for giving Kevin Durant, but man, when you gave up Kel and Cam, you lost a lot when you gave up.
Yeah.
If they would have gave up one of them, man, you may see the Suns being up 2-1. And then now you're gonna put Kevin Durant in a situation where he got to play the 5. He playing the 5. He gonna have to guard Joker.
Mm-hmm.
Now on the other end, he gonna karate-size him. That's not a problem at all. But when it comes down to him guarding him on that end, and I've seen it live and in person. And what's crazy is I had a memory come up on my when I went to see him 2 years ago when the Nets played Denver, and Jokic and KD was guarding Jokic, and Nets won, but he just kept sealing him, bagging him down. Anything he tried to do on the outside, it was tough. But when KD had to guard him in that post, it was bad for business. And you don't want to put KD guarding Jokic on the block. I'm throwing bodies at Jokic. I'm throwing bodies at him. Like any and everybody. That's the key to the game. Like Jamal Murray, yeah, everybody made a big deal about him, but now he's starting to see, Devin Booker, he one of them young guys. He looking at social media. He tell, okay, you talking about Jamal Murray. All right, let's go.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go. So now you go out there and get 47. And Jamal Murray sitting here like, Devin Booker, like, this ain't the bubble. I do this all the time.
Right.
I do this. This is what I do.
But you know what? Speaking of that bubble, shit, that Devin Booker's blasted off on the bubble too.
Yeah, Devin Booker was blasting off everywhere.
Pause. He was hitting everybody up. That's what I mean. Y'all talk about that bubble. You talk about Murray, but so Phoenix. That's when Phoenix actually got back on the map. They made that huge run in the bubble and almost made the playoffs.
Yeah.
All right, fellas. So we gonna, this is our new day, 90 Sundays. So let me ask y'all a question. Next Sunday, Mother's Day. Shout out Mother's Day. We may or may not do a show. We'll see how the day, it is a holiday. We'll see how it go. How many of these series will we get a game 7 in any series? Ham says no.
I'll be shocked.
I think we do.
Which one?
If there's a game 7, who's going 7?
It's Lakers Warriors.
Mm-hmm.
Lakers Warriors.
Now, for the record, the way they got this TV schedule set up, all the game 7s would be, you would have Denver Phoenix would be game 7 next Saturday. Boston Philly. I think Boston Philly ain't going 7. So let's take them off. I'm scratching that. Does Denver Phoenix go 7?
It depends. If the Suns win today, I say yes.
Yes, that's what I would. I'm on the same boat. Game 4 is. I mean, this game 4 is important.
Ham, you on mute if you're saying something.
Yeah, I agree with that. If it's 2-2 tonight, especially if we could get what Jern was saying, that the signature KD joint, the kind of really got into. Because Phoenix really ain't got enough bullets, but they got plenty of bullets. But I don't know if they really got enough. Denver's supposed to win that joint, about 6.
Mm-hmm.
But
so my prediction is, I think we're gonna be talking about. I think the Heat and Boston are gonna win in 5. I think Boston's gonna take care of Philly again today. I think we've seen the best of the Knicks at this point. So we're gonna get Heat Celtics in 5. I'm gonna agree with y'all. I think Denver Phoenix is gonna end up going 7. I think we're gonna end up going 7. And I got the Lakers in 6.
Mm-hmm.
Golden State's gonna have to show me. They've been a terrible road team all year. I don't see them beating I don't see them beating anybody. They beat Sacramento, so I guess they proved a point. I don't think they can win 2 on the road. So I think we're gonna come back here next Sunday, I think we'll have one Mother's Day game for Sunday. One Game 7 on Mother's Day. That's gonna be Denver Phoenix.
Otherwise, we'll be in conference finals play on Mother's Day, huh? That shit early. That's early, man.
Listen, that's the one thing when these series be ending in 5, boy. They gotta find ways to stretch that money out.
That's early. They got to replay some March Madness classics or something around it to keep us occupied, man.
Right.
Well, we gonna get out of here, man. 94 feet of light. Shout out to our main man, Jeremy in the building. Coach Les, Ham, Trav. Shout out to our man, Coach MJ. I can't wait to hear about what he got going on. He coaching this weekend, see how that came out. We'll be back next Sunday. Again, time to be announced. Depends on the playoff schedule. Depends on what's happening with folks for Mother's Day. Basketball for the people, by the people, signing out.